What's up, guys, and welcome. If you see my previous video, then you know that I've relocated the camper van to my home here, and the plan is to get some of the bodywork done and it into paint before the winter comes in. Now, one of the other reasons is that I did have to move it from the shop, having a big change around over there, so you know, thought this was a good time to actually do it. Anyway, the first part of the video is just actually sorting everything out, figuring out what I have, what I don't have, what needs to be refurbished, etc. Excusez-moi. And yeah, so today I'm just going to spend today just emptying this out, going through everything that's in here, every box, open everything up, and then just list what I have, and then start figuring it out from there. I do have the engine here as well. I don't have the transmission, that's still at the shop. There's still a few other bits and pieces at the shop, but I will bring those over next week. But main thing right now is just to just dive into it. So here we go. Okay, so I've got to move over a little bit just to get it positioned away from the door a bit better. And so now I'm just got a couple of sheets here, one for engine stuff, one for bodywork, and one for interior. So yeah, I'm just going to begin unpacking all of these, see what's in them. There's some shelving at the back there, I'll stick it on the shelf, and then we'll just make a list of what there is. So here we go. But so far so good. What I'm doing is I know there's new stock, so all the new stuff is going to go into there, and tin work that needs refurbishing is going to go into up there for the time being. Onto those shelves, I'm clearing them as I go down basically. But yeah, it's not too bad at the moment. Actually, most of the stuff that needs refurbishing, it's more just a case of a quick sanding and repainting some of, like, I think they're heat shields. Obviously I'm not like I used to say with the Jeep, I'm not an expert, so, but I think these are some form of heat shield. I think they go around the exhaust manifolds or something, and it kind of provides cooling and provides heat for the internal heating system, so that's what I think these bits do. Obviously there's a big fan that goes in there, which I have not seen. Anyway, I digress, we'll come back to that later. But basically I'm just getting everything out. Clearing things out quite nicely there. I've got a selection of stuff up the back here. There is some new tin work there, but I've put some of the old stuff up there anyway. I want to keep it just to, because some of that's bolted together, and it'll make it easier when I come to put the new stuff together. But so far, you know, it's coming along okay there. This is just a box of miscellaneous stuff that I'm just dropping in there. There's like fan belts and things like that, old push rods. They'll probably just end up going into the scrap. I do have a pair of rocker covers there. Engine is coming out in a moment. What I'm doing is I've actually got some shrink wrap, and I'm going to wrap the entire engine, seal it all up there until I can get to it. May as well do everything I can to keep the moisture out of it. Although it's dusty, you can see the engine has been refurbished, so I want to keep it that way. Don't want to get into messing about with it or have to redo anything that's already been done. So a few bits here. Some of these pieces I'm not entirely sure about the colours on them. I may be have to join a couple of groups just because I want to keep it looking authentic, you know. So this dark green on here, it looks like that's an original colour. Same with the, I think it's like the airbox or whatever it is that goes on the back of the engine, the thing where the big fan goes. That is also green. I always thought they were black, but as I've said, I'm not an expert on these, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I want to try any bits that I paint. I want to try and paint them in the factory colours or as close to them as I can get. So there we go. Got that side all wrapped up. I have put the valve cover back on. What I'll do is I'll spin it round. I'll do the same on the other side. Then I'll try and get some bit of wind getting up there. I'll try and get something in the middle there, just to, you know, I want just try and get the whole thing sealed up. Just keep as much dampness and moisture out of it as possible. So, yeah, because it's probably going to be either during or after the winter by the time I get this installed. So, you know, I need to keep it good. Well, there we have it. All nicely sealed up there. Like I say, main goal is to keep as much moisture out of this thing as possible. It has predominantly sat in a very dry workshop, so it is going to be sitting in a garden shed, which it's dry, but it's dry, but I want to be, you know, additionally sure. There's been a slight change of plan. Moving the engine into the garage here, realised when I got into the shed where I was going to put stuff. I guess some of the storms we've had lately, it's damaged the roof, and with not being here, I didn't know it had done that. So yeah, I don't want it going into there because there is, I mean, it's okay, but there's areas where there's water coming in, so don't want to risk it. So I'm going to set it in here next to the boiler. And yeah, I have put it on a little barrow there, so I can roll it around if I need to. So, you know, not exactly where I wanted to put it, but it'll be okay. The fan doohickery thing, whatever you call it. Just realised it looks like it's driven off back of the alternator, so learned something new already. Haven't seen a pulley for it, but you know, we've got the main part there. Well, interesting. Came across a bag of what appears to be a selection of custom parts. Have to look some of these up. So, when is that from? Santa Pod, yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. Just looking to see if I can see a year on it anywhere. Oh God, look at that, 2000, I just realised, 2005. Good grief. Well, I do seem to have another rubber seal there, don't know what it is for. And there's a few more in here. That is an old tool for adjusting shock absorbers. I don't know what that is. There's plenty of them. Oil seal of something. Oops. VW, it is piping seal. I don't know what that's for. I'll have to have a good look through this. I'm starting to hurry up a little bit because there we go. There's another VW event in Shrewsbury, 2005. Wow. Pure time capsule, another wrench. It's an old fella. Anyway, I'm putting all of this into a crate. and they will sort this. Another wrench. Anyway, we'll put this all into another crate and then we will sort it out at a later date. I'm speeding things up a little bit. I don't know, nice dark grey sky there now, and we do have a severe weather warning, so I'm just getting things moved along a little bit just to, you know, get packed up a bit sooner. Well, there we have it, other than the steps. She's empty now, and ready to start figuring stuff out. So tomorrow I've got the tent there, the one the transit was located under, and I do have a repair to make to that, so I'll get that sorted out tomorrow, get it put up, and then we're going to start figuring out what we can do on this. I think, did I mention this earlier or not? Don't know. Anyway, I think what the plan is going to be is I'm going to start and I'm going to do one complete panel a day, and that is strip it to bare metal, do any body work on it, and then get it into an epoxy primer. I think that's the way I want to do it, because obviously I'm not inside a workshop and I don't want to leave bare metal overnight, so I'll concentrate on one particular area, and then, you know, maybe like do this front end one day, a door the next, side door the next, rear panel, you know, so on and so forth. Obviously, I don't know if you can see down there, this door has had quite a significant repair at some point. It's solid and it's a good repair, but it's ugly, you know, so I want that addressed. You know, overall, the previous owner of this spent a lot of money on having welding completed on this, so this is 99% complete. There is one little section somewhere on the floor that I don't remember where it is, but I'll find, and there's this section here in this door, and obviously there's this up here. This needs to be straightened. There's a couple of little spots on this that need to be sorted out and refabricated, but nothing major, nothing like the transit. So yeah, I mean, it's just pretty much there. Biggest thing on this is going to be the suspension. As far as I'm aware, nothing has been done to that, so I'm gonna go lock this all up, because like I said, it's we are expecting heavy rain any time, so I'll get everything locked up here, and then I think I'm going to sit at the computer for a little while. Everything I've written down, I'm going to transfer that to the computer, and then I'll be able to just get an idea of what I will need, and also, you know, things like, I'm going to check out things like bush kits, suspension. One thing I am going to do is I am going to completely rewire this. Just going to do a new wiring harness. I'm not sure what I've done with it. I've got the old one here somewhere, but it's been hacked up, and you know, there's bits missing off it, and you know, and I don't want another transit. I mean, obviously I got everything working on the transit, but I don't want to do that again. I mean, I've had enough of that. Other things, obviously, she's got a period 70s radio in there. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Where are we at? There we go. I'll see how the budget goes, but I might go for one of these. You'll have seen them. A lot of, if you watch any other classic restorations, a lot of people use them. They are it's a modern radio system in a period correct housing. So it looks vintage, but it has things like Bluetooth and all of that on there, so that is most likely what I'll go with. But I mean, overall, yeah, I'm quite happy with what I bought. And like I say, I know it's been a long time since I've seen anything on this, but yeah. And those little custom parts, I mean, they're like 70s or 80s, and I like them. I think they're really cool, nice period touch. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today, and we'll get back to this tomorrow. Well, morning again, and let's get this finished off. As you can see yesterday, I ended up just piling everything into here because yeah, we had storms come in, started to rain, so I didn't want to get everything soaked through, so I just dropped it in a pile there. But gonna sort through it this morning and begin making a plan. Now, obviously I've got the tent here, I'll get that up later. But yeah, I need to really start to make a plan on what I'm going to do and where. I do need to order some more paint. I do have epoxy and I think it's high build and a couple of others left over from the Jeep. So I will be able to use some of that. I mean, there's no point in wasting it, it's new paint. And but yeah, like I said yesterday, I'm basically going to work one panel at a time, get that body worked and complete and primed. And yes, I know there'll be overspray going onto the other panels and I'll have to take it off again, but I'm okay with that. I can live with that. The main thing is to get this all body worked and into final colour prior to the winter coming in. And then after that I can look at getting the body glass fitted. Now I do know there is one of these windows missing, and I don't know whether it's this one here on the door or the one on the opposite side. But I am going to just replace it with one of the louver windows. I like the look of them. They're very popular on VW, so you know, if I'm going to put a window in, I may as well do something that looks good and is a lot more functional. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to put this down and yeah, just get on with it. So I'm just sorting through some of the stuff here. I seem to have a multitude of what I believe are front pulleys. That's the thing. That's one thing. Yeah, I mean there's no water pump or anything on this, so yeah, I mean it's like one. Is it the alternator? What is that? That thing down there that's driven off. I think it's one bolt. So oil filler, I guess. Ooh, that's nasty in there. That needs to be. Yeah, that needs a good soak. More tin work. Some of these, they're actually, I believe that there's new stuff for these. You know, there's new tin work. So I'm still going to keep them. You know, what I'll probably do is once I get everything assembled and make sure everything is working correctly, I'll probably just eBay the rest of this. Obviously there's the wiring harness there. Did I show you this yesterday? I don't remember, but yeah, you know, someone's been, yeah. So that is just, I'm gonna, there's a multitude of harness kits available. You know, that's what I'm gonna do, just grab a harness kit. So yeah, let's get this listed and put away. So I've broken out the manual here, trying to identify parts. I mean, these are cast aluminum, so I'm assuming these are something to do with the air intake or carburation. Actually, I wonder. I think I got that like sit like that. The other one on the other side, and that little manifold thing goes between them, or something like that. Possibly, we'll find out. But I think though, could be mistaken, but I think that's a horn. Anyway, let's continue with the adventure. I'm almost there now, but one bag left somewhere. Biggest issue with this is going to be nuts, bolts, little brackets. You know, all those little bits that escalate the rebuild price. So, yeah, maybe some scouring for those bits, but you know, we're getting closer. Somehow that is the entirety of nuts and bolts and brackets that I found, and I know these are simple vehicles, but I don't think that's everything. Although, did somebody say there's only 4 bolts hold the engine to the transmission? Anyway, pop that in there with all of these pipes that I have no idea what they do. I'll list these as doohickeys. Got a few of those as well. Little seals. Yeah, stick that in there. Undoubtedly I'll have to replace them, but I'll just keep them for reference. But yeah, I'm not. What I really need is a schematic of the entire fuel system rather than just the manual. Yeah. I do believe Haynes have a... Is that... Yeah, I think it is. Or is it? Yeah, that's them there. Yeah, they are a part of the inlet manifold. Ah, there you go. Anyway, let's get on with it. Oh, here we are with the last bag of stuff. Distributor cap. I do not recall seeing a distributor. No, and this is the last bag of items. We seem to be missing the distributor. That bites. Yeah, but old ignition coil, Bluetronic. I have not seen one of these since, oh god, the 80s. Yeah, that is a proper old school. Yeah, that's proper OG. That's proper OG equipment. Another coil clamp. And 2, oh god, Solex carbs. Yeah, that brings some memories back of last week messing about with the damn thing on the Jeep. But at least there's a lot of information on these ones. However, after talking to a couple of guys, I probably will be going with Webers. Do a twin Weber setup. Just a twin barrel Weber setup. It's maybe like a twin 32 or something like that. But at least I can use these to get the engine started. Yeah, I wonder if one of these would fit on the Jeep. It is a thought. Actually, the intake manifold is different, isn't it? These have got bolts coming out of the... These got studs coming out of the carb, where the Jeep has studs in the actual intake manifold itself. But yeah, well, this one's missing half the choke mechanism anyway, so I assume the choke on these is electric. Well, yeah, we've got an electrical connection there. But yeah, there was when I was looking for information on the carb on the Jeep, these are what were coming up all the time. So at least I know there's information out there. And right now I'm just cataloguing everything, and well, I'll be making plans further down the line. But yeah, I'm disappointed that the distributor is missing, because at this point I have been through absolutely everything. Or have I? Wait a minute. Now there is another bag and a few boxes, but I believe it's just door cards and windows. Yeah, it's back in the LDV at the yard, at the shop. I didn't bring it because at the time I couldn't get it out. It was, you know, buried. Oh. Yeah, I'll have to investigate that. Yeah, I am going back over next week. I'm going to grab the transmission. There's some belly plates that need to come over. And if I can get into the LDV, I'll get the body glass, etc. Get that back here and get it stored safely. But, yeah. I'll have to make a note of that. Distributor is missing. Anyway, let's get on. Well, that's it then. Everything that I brought back with me has now been catalogued. Got that to put away. The tin work that's it back there, I was gonna put it on the shelf there, but I'm gonna take it all out. I've got a shed behind the house here. I'm gonna put it all in there, and it is out of the way and all together. And then, you know, I'm not moving it around to get extra things on the shelves. And then the more poignant stuff that I'm using currently, or will be using currently, that can all go on those shelves. So I've got a big crate out back. I'm going to go grab that, and then just get some of this tin work and everything in there. I mean, I know there's way more than I need, but you know, I don't want to make any decisions on anything yet. That's the point. I just need to store it all, and then when we get to putting the engine together and putting it in, then I can come to it and decide then. Well, having another OG moment. I looked at this earlier, but I just realised what it was. Where are we at? It's got the name here somewhere. Upside down. Autoplast. That is a real blast from the past. I actually remember these. There was a company in this country called Motorist Discount Centre, and for the UK, think of it as a pre-runner of Halfords. In the US, think AutoZone, O'Reilly's, places like that. And they sold parts, but they also sold a huge range of accessories, and Autoplast were one of them. And they used to do a lot of plastic products, and actually a lot of them were very, very good. One of the most famous ones was, I'll see if I can find a photograph and I'll stick it in this video, but they used to do like a louver for the rear window, and I think it originated on, first car I ever remember seeing one with something like that was a Boss 302 Mustang. And it was kind of like a copy of that, but for a variety of different vehicles, in particular European or British Fords, Escorts, Capris, Cortinas, they all had them on. And yeah, my Escort had one on, my Cortina had one on. Never had a Capri, as I've mentioned in a previous video, but oh, my Fiesta had one on, so yeah, a real blast from the past. So I may, I don't want to put it back in here. Well, I'm going to replace the headlining anyway, but it hasn't been in here either. You can see where someone has hacked a huge chunk out of the roof lining. I don't know, I may put it back in, I may not. I might stick it in the Transit, but I'll see. The thing is, there's nothing in here for these switches to operate, so yeah, I don't know, I'll stick it on one side for the minute. But Yeah. This has certainly been a journey back to the 80s with some of the custom stuff I found yesterday and just little bits and pieces. The ignition coil from this morning, you know, cool, enjoying it. Well, there we have it. I know this is actually quite a short video, but it was more just an introduction to what I've got and what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting project. I'm expecting it to take at least 6 months to a year, so this is not going to be a quick one. And yeah, so stay tuned for more. Come back and see me sometime, and have a good one.